Good evening, everybody. Driving up the 81 in beautiful Pennsylvania, northeast Pennsylvania, about 20 miles from Wilkes-Barre right now. And I want to talk a little bit about this week's Parsha, Parshas Naso. People know I'm not the frumiest guy in the world. I watch movies. Quite disappointed to hear that all my favorite movie festivals canceled this year. No Monster Bash in June or July. We're hoping maybe for the August one or maybe the October one. We'll see. Blobfest is only going to be online. I wonder if they're going to do Monster Bash online. Excuse me. Like Facebook, excuse me, Facebook party, something. What was the other one? There's a Comic-Con, little Comic-Con in Poughkeepsie, canceled. It's Hudson Valley Comic-Con. As far as I know, it's still canceled. Or they haven't rescheduled it yet. We were planning on Chiller Theater. It's another one we go to. Kind of crowded, but it's not too far away. And they always have the big stars there. Again, no Chiller Theater. Maybe in October. So it's been tough. It's something else. What's the other one? We wanted to. My son's very into vintage video games, and there's one on Long Island canceled. Also, everything's canceled. A video game convention canceled. Everything's canceled. So here we are. But Baruch Hashem, we're back to. We even paid for our Monster Bash tickets already. We had a little Rachmanis on the Blobfest people that we paid for Blobfest for the. I don't think we're going to be watching it, but we're at least giving our little help to them because they're really nice people there in Phoenixville. They were always really nice to our family whenever we went down there. We really appreciated that. So it's a different type of experience, and it's funny, my wife is more upset about it than I am, and I'm the big monster movie fan, but my wife is like sitting Shiva. No Monster Bash this year. So again, we'll see what happens in August. We'll see what happens in October, because we have some things going on in August. It's all the way in Canton, Ohio. So we'll see if we can make it out there. There's only one motel within walking distance, about a 10-minute walk, and it's supposed to be not the nicest motel, but I heard they cleaned it up a little bit. I don't know if anybody knows about that. Of course, if we could go to Canton, we could see the President McKinley Library. That'll be interesting. Only been to two presidential libraries. I've been to two presidents I don't particularly care for. Woodrow Wilson and FDR, two larger-than-life characters, but really, Woodrow Wilson was probably the worst president of the 20th century. I've often said there are few things that are more satisfying in media than to hear Glenn Beck talk about how horrible Woodrow Wilson was. But I digress. But McKinley, he was shot, I know. I believe he was the one who Alexander Graham Bell treated. Interesting story there with, again, if I'm not mistaken, if it was McKinley, or maybe it was one of those who were shot, and when Alexander Graham Bell had just invented some kind of metal detector, and he was trying to find the bullet, and he couldn't find it. And then when they found out, the reason was he was laying on a bed that had metal springs, and so the metal detector was detecting the springs, and so it couldn't find it was so strong, the metal detector, it was detecting the springs, and it couldn't find the bullet. So that teaches you, if you're ever trying to find a bullet in somebody's body, make sure the person's not laying on using a metal detector, make sure the person's not laying on a bed that has metal springs. I remember as a kid, I used to have on tape, I can't find it anywhere. If anybody knows where to get it, streaming or on DVD, or if someone actually has it, could upload it to YouTube, would be awesome. There was a 2-episode miniseries on TNT, meaning, a 4-hour-long movie called The Sound and the Silence, which was the story of Alexander Graham Bell. Really phenomenal show. I had it on tape. I used to watch it all the time, and it's I don't know where the tape is, or even if our VCRs still work, or even if the VCR works, will the tape play in it? I believe maybe my sister taped over it with the Babysitter's Club or something, So anyway, The Sound and the Silence, awesome. There's a few clips of it on YouTube, but it would be cool to see the whole thing. There were a lot of those cool documentaries. There was one on TBS, was the life of Robert Ripley. But when it comes to that, I think this is my exit, isn't it? 175. Another 10 miles. These are all Wilkes-Barre exits. So when there was that show was really an interesting one, The Sound and the Silence, and they really dramatized it very well. That scene where, again, I think it was McKinley, where Alexander Graham Bell was trying to find the bullet, and then how he tears into the mattress and finds the springs, and he's crying because the president died. So, but that's just one of those things in history, where it's like, here you have Alexander Graham Bell was like a superhero of history, and just to have that's just one of those great dramatic moments in American history. Sad moments, of course. So that's where we have there. There was another biopic of Bell. Who was in that? I think in the 30s or the 40s. Was it with Van Heflin? No, Van Heflin I know played. No, it was somebody else. Van Heflin played Andrew Johnson. I know. Was that Van Heflin? That was a cool movie. The one about Andrew Johnson. Anyway, where were we? Parshas Naso. 9 minutes already talking about TNT movies from the 90s. TBS movies from the 90s. I wonder if James Rolfe, if he watched those also, because he talks about Monster Vision a lot, which I loved. That was also my thing, Monster Vision. He always talks about Joe Bob Briggs on Monster Vision, but then there was the Penn and Teller Monster Vision, and then there was the different celebrities. I think Jason Alexander, the Jason the Argonauts. What else? Penn and Teller, I remember doing them. Who else did we have there? Bob Denver, he did Mysterious Island, if I'm not mistaken. It's pretty cool. So those were the days back when there was cool stuff on TV. I don't even know what's on TV now. The only thing I still watch on TV is The Simpsons. It was a pretty good Simpsons episode. I guess that was last night. Today's Monday. Sunday night, Simpsons. It was a rerun that had just been on a couple of weeks ago, and it was a really cool one where there was a new minister in town. He told a Chinese fable that I thought was a medrash. I always heard it was a medrash. So the thing is, a lot of the midrashim take from the Eastern traditions. There's even really a midrash about Buddha, about Siddhartha Gautama. There's a midrash that sounds exactly like the story of Buddha. About a prince who was sheltered from the world, and they didn't let him see anything, and then finally he saw death. I don't remember if it has the whole denouement of the Buddha story, but it's the basic story is in the Jewish medrash. Obviously, the midrashim are newer than Buddhism, so it's clear that our Chazal were aware of traditions that came from the Eastern traditions, the Far East, Buddhism and Chinese proverbs and things, and they included them in Midrash, which is interesting. I have to find that Midrash because it's I'm doing a God willing, I'm planning on doing a series on Midrash, and for PRS, and I think that would be interesting for the PRS crowd to see. Anyway, well, that's what we got here. I guess I'll do the Parshas Naso thing in a separate video before it gets too dark. Anybody know where to find that? The Sound and the Silence? Is it available to stream? I would pay for it. That was a cool show. That was worth watching. And again, that Bob Ripley documentary, not the show with Dean Cain, but there's a documentary on TBS about the life of Robert Ripley. I think it was also 4 hours long, meaning two-hour episodes, and that thing, I loved that show. I used to watch that over and over again. I had it on tape. This is my exit 175.
In 2 miles, take exit 175 for Pennsylvania 315 north toward DuPont, Pittston.
You see? So then, and then there was another thing. It was actually a Jewish one from A&E. A&E had cool stuff, A&E biography and stuff like that. But it was A&E back when A&E actually had like highbrow stuff, and Bravo had highbrow stuff. Now it's all garbage. A&E had Hollywoodism, Jews, movies, and the American Dream. I saw some anti-Semites put the scenes from that up on YouTube, but that was interesting. Anyway, we'll talk about this in a minute because I want to know where I'm going. But thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment. I need a little bit of positivity with everything going on in the world. I'm really upset with this story. George Floyd didn't deserve to die. This whole story, but again, it doesn't excuse the looters. I really hope President, especially after hearing his brother speak and tell
In half a mile, take exit 175 for Pennsylvania 315 north toward DuPont, Pittston.
I hope the president invites George Floyd's family to come to the White House and have a serious talk. Doesn't have to be all positive. It could be angry. It could be,
Take exit 175, then keep left.
It would be an incredible thing if the president would do that. If somebody, maybe we should make a letter writing campaign to the president, and
keep left
to show the world that the Republican Party is still the party of Lincoln, and this type of stuff that happens
merge onto Pennsylvania 315 north, Highway 315 north, then turn left onto Oak Street.
Want me here for Oak Street, the Oak Street boys, right? All right, we'll see you all later with the Van Buren boys, right? The Van Buren boys. Anybody remember that? All right, thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment. Yeah, they always talk about Seinfeld at work. To me, it's like, didn't Seinfeld just go off the air? Isn't it like 1998 right now? I can't believe that's 22 years ago. I guess it was 99 when it went off the air, but still, that's something. All right. There's someone at work named Van Buren. My mom went.
Take the next left onto Oak Street.
Van Buren High School.
Continue on Oak Street for 1 mile.
There's someone at work named Van Buren. I always want to go like this, but I don't know if they'll get it. All right. Well, thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment. We'll see you all later. Take care.